Hi, welcome to my holiday meal prep must-haves. I basically do the entire Thanksgiving dinner and usually Christmas dinner too. Sometimes we have people over, sometimes we just have our close family here. We don't even live in the same state pretty much as most of our relatives. So it's not like people can come and bring a casserole, that kind of a thing. We don't have that opportunity. So whoever is making it makes the whole thing. And generally speaking, a lot of times that is myself, and I love doing it. So in all the years that I have been doing it, I have amassed a bunch of products and items that have worked wonders for me. I've tried a bunch of different things, and these are the things that work the best. And so let's just get started. Let's talk about holiday meal prep must-haves. First and foremost, the thing that we have decided is the best for turkey. Thanksgiving's coming up and I will be doing the whole turkey meal here. And the thing we like the best is the turkey fryer. We don't do the stuff out on the garage. We don't want to blow up the neighborhood, any of that stuff. We have an electric turkey fryer. We thought we would try it one year and just, give it a try, let's see. And so we did, and we love it, and we don't want it any other way. It's safe, it's easy, I love it. It's so good, so good. And contrary to popular belief, when you do use a turkey fryer, especially something that's electric like this, and you can keep the temperature at a certain level, the whole idea of it is to cook the turkey. It browns the skin and makes it all crispy, but the oil does not sink into the rest of the turkey or the bird at all. So if you remove the skin after it's all over, you still have just your fresh, wonderful, amazing turkey, and it's cooked so fast and it's so moist and it's so good, and I can't even tell you. But that, of course, does not leave drippings for gravy, so we'll talk about that in a minute. But anyway, my turkey fryer, I love it. I set it right here always. Here's probably a picture of last year or so where we have it. And the turkey just comes out amazingly well. We just love it. It's perfect. You can just do turkey breast in it. There's more things you can do in that fryer too, by the way. You can definitely just put water in it and do like a shrimp boil. I have a video on that too. We did a huge Cajun-y type of a shrimp boil with all sorts of things. It was wonderful. So there's plenty of things you can do with that little thing instead of, just turkey. So keep that in mind, especially if you have a crowd coming. Love it. Now, if you do not want to do the turkey fryer or don't want to go that route, by the way, all items will be linked below where I could find them, because many of these items are just perfect for all of your Thanksgiving, Christmas, holiday, cooking, meal prep needs. So if you want to roast your turkey or roast other things throughout the year too, we use this pan for so many things. But this is a fabulous pan. This one is an all-clad. You can find many different kinds all over the place. But to have a heavy-duty one, something that's actually quite weighty, really does help, because it just makes everything cook so evenly and the bottom doesn't get burned and all that kind of thing, which is wonderful. This one happens to come with a rack. It's absolutely wonderful for a couple of chickens. You can put the veggies and the potatoes and things around it. I like to make up a big batch of homemade Chex Mix in this every single fall. That's one of our favorite things in the world, a giant lasagna. I've done my stuffed shell recipe in this. This is a fantastic pan. Mine is all clad. I will, again, link it below. Love it. So get yourself a good roasting pan, because if you do this very often, you will really appreciate having one that lasts you forever and ever. Pass it on down to a son or daughter, whatever, but it's a good one. So it's worth it if you're gonna be doing this a lot. Now, to brine or not to brine, I have tried it. It is very good. It does add a lot of flavor. So if you do brining, I do have my favorite kind of brining blend in the bags that you can get. I will link them down below. They work so well, and it does make an extra layer of flavor there on the turkey and within the meat of the turkey. Highly recommend that. Also, there is a seasoning paste that if I do roasted turkey, I love to use this seasoning paste. It's fantastic. We love it. It's amazing on roast chicken too. So good. So I highly recommend that. You rub it on the outside of the turkey before you roast it in the oven, and it's just amazing. Very good stuff. Now, like I mentioned, if you're doing I keep pointing to it like it's here, let's all pretend. If you are doing the deep fried turkey, you do not get the drippings and whatnot for gravy. So I'm like, oh my gosh, what do I do? So I did find a gravy base that we really like. We've tried it year after year. Others have tried it too, really liked it. It is the Williams-Sonoma gravy base for turkey. And it says to add milk. We've tried it with adding milk, and we've also tried it with adding like a turkey stock instead of the milk, or half and half. You can do either one. All of those ways works beautifully, and it is delicious. It really is good. It's like, it says it's a classic recipe and yummy stuff, so that helps. Something you will definitely want also if you are making a turkey, no matter how you're making it, you're going to want a thermometer. This is an instant read meat thermometer. It comes with this little sheath thing because it's a pointy stick that you stick in there, and this swivels and it tells you exactly instantly what the internal temperature is. If you're doing turkey, you want it to be at least 165 in the deepest part of the meat. If not, then you need to leave it in a little bit longer. And this is instrumental in making sure that your turkey or chicken or anything is exactly where you need it to be. So highly recommend one of these. Okay, here's another thing. Generally, I can't make everything. I have 6 burners on my stove here, but I still can't quite make everything all at the same time to come out warm and beautiful all at the same time. It's impossible. And I have learned over the years that the best thing in the world are crock pots. Especially those that have the keep warm feature. Now this one is my, huge mungo, wonderful, fantastic, you can brown in it and everything one. It's my favorite. You can brown in there and then turn it to slow cook, etc., etc. Instant pots also have a keep warm feature, so that would work too, and you can brown in those also, so if you have an Instant Pot, you're good. I have a medium size, I'm using it right now, okay. Here is my regular, I think this is like a 6-quart crock pot. It's plugged in right now because I have chicken breasts in there with some chipotle seasonings for shredded. I need to shred up the chicken to make enchiladas tonight, so that's being used at the moment. And I have this little small one too. So basically, if you've made something and you want to keep it warm and you don't want to keep it on the stove and you're afraid it's going to overcook, you can just put it in a crock pot, turn it to keep warm, set it on your countertop. I've many times had them like lined up with different things, and then you know it stays warm. You can finish things up, and then you can put them in the serving bowls and go. And it's fantastic for that. One thing you're definitely going to need to be doing is a lot of cutting and chopping. If you have a food processor, that's great. I do have one, and it does work really well for certain things, but for this type of thing, I think it's just as easy to just chop it myself, in which case I make sure I have an antimicrobial chopping board for turkey or chicken or anything. So fluffy. Turkey, chicken, or anything like that that might have juices. This one that I'm showing right here is perfect for that. Mine's in the dishwasher right now. It's got that little well thing around there so the juices aren't flowing off the board, and it's antimicrobial and it doesn't slip. It's really wonderful. So that's the one I use especially for any turkey or chicken. But even veggies and stuff, I use this type of a plastic board. Many times I will also use my wooden board, but it's just so simple to have something that you can, 1 or 2, because you don't have to keep constantly washing it and then do the next thing and then constantly washing the next. If you have extras, that's great. So I do kind of collect those a little bit so I have plenty. When it comes to knives, my very favorite kind of knife is a santoku. What a santoku is, it's got these little indented bits here, and that helps the food not stick, especially for potatoes. I always do my own actual potato french fries and things. A potato is impossible. You put the knife down in it and then they all sticks to the sides. You have to really work on pulling it off. This doesn't happen as much with this because it's got those little indentations, so it's really easy to, it just slips right back out again. It's got a little bit of a rock to it, so you can rock it, it's scooped a little bit like this. So you can do the little chop, that kind of thing, a little rocking back and forth bit with it. Wonderful. So I love santoku knives. It's my favorite kind of chef's knife completely. You can do so much with it. I have a couple different sizes. I really, really like these. I found them in many different brands that work for me, but the one I linked down below is the same as these, and I use them all the time. Love them. Okay, once your turkey is out, you will need to carve it. So it really is, it's not absolutely necessary. Of course, you can use any knife you have, including the santoku, but if you have a carving knife, it does make things a lot easier. So it's just so perfect, so precise. You can really get some good slices. Love it. It's a good thing to have, and I'm glad I have this one. So now, many items that you will be making will require baking them in the oven. And depending on how much oven space you have, I happen to have a double oven and a toaster oven, so I have quite a lot of space. But because I have a toaster oven, I also need smaller baking dishes. So sometimes I will do something small in the toaster oven, and that's nice. So to have any kind of a baking dish that is pretty enough to serve something in also is great. This is also a smaller one. These happen to be the, I can't pronounce it, U.S.A. Brand. I've found many of these on sale at different places and also sometimes at like TJ Maxx, things like that. And this is my 13x9 type one, and it's great for brownies, whatever, but it's also great for a pan of stuffing or whatever it is you want to make, your green bean casserole. All of it can go in one of these type of a baking dish. It can all go in a baking dish, so make sure you have plenty of different sizes and styles that you can put everything you need in your baking dish in the oven, and it's nice if it's pretty enough to just serve as is too. Okay, here is something that you can never have enough of. At least this is what I've learned. And I finally think I have enough to serve just about anything and almost any crowd of people. And it's serving bowls. And for the most, and serving utensils too. And for the most part, I like to use white, just plain white. That way it can go for any season. It doesn't clash with any of your, decor items that you have on your table. This could be Easter, this could be Christmas, this could be Thanksgiving, it could be Valentine's Day, whatever. So what I like to do is find some just general whitish or off-white colored serving pieces. And this is the platter that I use most often now, but you can find platters like this anywhere. A lot of places have them, especially this time of year. It's perfect for displaying cookies. You could do cheese and crackers. It doesn't have to only be for turkey or whatever, but you do need a platter to make a good presentation of your beautiful turkey once you have it all out of your cooker. So find yourself a platter. And then bowls. Every size, every shape, whatever type, different depths. As long as you have several different kinds, you can put your vegetables in one, you can put your stuffing in another, you can put your dinner rolls in one or another. You can use something smaller for cranberry sauce, whatever you want. This can even be used as a gravy boat. Gravy boats are fantastic, but if you don't actually have a boat for your gravy, you can use a smaller bowl and a ladle. Always works well for serving the gravy also. You can do something a little more rustic. It's all entirely up to you. Salad, all sorts of things. Anything can fit in these just plain white bowls, and they are a godsend. Seriously, you can just line them up on the countertop and just start serving things away, and everything looks cohesive enough and perfect on your table. You're gonna wanna use peanut oil, by the way, in your turkey fryer. It makes the turkey absolutely amazing. So I get these big jugs of turkey oil, of peanut oil. So good. Okay, so you're having a bunch of people over, right? Do you have enough plates? Do you have enough, silverware? Do you have these serving spoons and things that you need? Because all those bowls we just talked about need to have a spoon of some sort in there. One of the things I found works absolutely amazing are tongs, serving tongs for your dinner rolls, for like, let's say green beans, whatever. So many things can be served with serving tongs. I have them in even a smaller size too, just perfect. Perfect, perfect. Love tongs for that kind of thing. A big fork for the turkey, spoons and things for different stuffings and whatever. Smaller things from, let's say, the cranberry sauce or anything like that. Just have serving utensils. Very, very important. And before the meal it has come out and people are coming, I always like to have a spread of nibbles. Not too much that they're not, still hungry for the meal, but just enough to kind of, wet their whistle and keep it going and make it nice. So what I've done, and it's taken me years to kind of accumulate all this stuff, but it has been wonderful to have all these items. What I like to do is put out different cheeses and fruits and just light little nibbles, some nuts and things like that. And I make sure I have different items to put them in. Like this can definitely be something with 3 different types of nuts. You can have cashews and pistachios and chocolate covered raisins, even whatever in one of these type of deals, which I really, really like. Many times I use different wooden type boards. A piece of cheese with a cheese knife together on this. So cute. I found like raw edged wood kind of boards also. So cute. I have another larger one of this. cutting boards with the paddle end, like the paddle shaped with the, the handle end, and sometimes they have like leather little cord. So cute for serving. You can also use them for chopping, so it's so wonderful. A set of cheese knives, so worth it. Depending on what kind of cheese you serve, you can chunk things off. You've got some different choices for spreading and so forth. Little spreaders, so nice to have. This is something I use all the time. It's just a hammered metal tray. This is a hammered iron. I adore this, and I put different cheeses and grapes and nuts and spread things around, and some like fig jelly, whatever. It just makes a beautiful presentation no matter what you are doing. And because I don't want to put the food directly down onto it, many times I will use parchment paper, and they even have these parchment paper leaves that are so cute for this time of year to put down, and then you just can set your cheeses and things directly on those, and it just makes it so, so pretty. So I love this kind of thing for that too. And I have a smaller one of this style also. You can always use those. So you're serving your appetizers. People need a little appetizer plate, right? These are kind of perfect because they not only can be used for appetizers, they could be used for a side salad, they could be used just as a side bread plate, they can be used as your dessert plates, so many. So I have a stack of these in my cabinet for many, many uses, and I use them all the time. Another thing I have learned to do is get and use some appetizer forks. And these can be dessert forks also. They're just smaller, they're little for little bites and so forth, and you're not using up all your regular utensils. This is the set that I have. It's from Hearth and Hand. It's from Hearth and Hand. It's a Magnolia brand. I got these at Target. I love them. Yeah, they're just whatever brand works for you, go with, or whatever style or design you like, but they're so handy to have. Another huge favorite of mine are little, they call these either dip bowls or tasting bowls, just small bowls. So nice to have this next to everyone's plate. They can just put a little bit of something that might be more runny. They could put some fruit in here, some fruit salad. They could put your cranberry sauce so they don't have it running across their plate if they don't want it to. These are so handy to have for all sorts of things. Also while serving appetizers, if you have something a little runny, perfect. Or these little tiny dip bowls. Absolutely wonderful for so many things. If you have anything that people might want a sauce or something to dip in, so handy. Let's talk potatoes, mashed potatoes. I am one of those people who I really like to have my potatoes almost a natural, almost chunky kind of a way. But you can really mash them up well and not have any chunks if you don't want the chunks. But it's not that soupy, baby fine kind of potato. That is not my favorite. So I love a good potato masher, and this design seems to be the very best. So simple. You boil your potatoes, you get them to the desired consistency, drain them, a little bit of milk, a little bit of butter, some salt. I just mash them all up. That's it. They're so good. Of course, you can add cheeses or whatever else you want to them, but so simple. I mean, it really does not take much at all. And you're finished. And I'm telling you, so good. It really gets rid of that wallpaper paste, that some potatoes end up getting. So get yourself a masher and give it a try. If you have more people coming than you normally have, these sets of extra plates are wonderful. And you can just keep the box and then put them back in the box when you're finished and they're clean, and then store them in a closet and bring them out when you have people again. Because many times you don't always have a whole bunch of extra plates if you're planning to have a bunch of people over. So it's always good to have an extra set of these. Same with glassware. Many times you can get glassware in sets and boxes too. So, and I have a store link down below that has so many different serving things, bowls, glasses, whatever, so many good prices and whatnot. This is a set of glasses that can be white wine or red wine. It works beautifully for either, and that's kind of a really nice thing to grab an extra box of. I always think it's special if someone wants beer to have it in a beer glass. It's just a little nicer than to have them, have to drink out of the bottle. These are fantastic. I love these glasses so much. This is a wine glass, and this is just your average kind of a smaller glass. I've mentioned these before. They are amazing because you can put just about anything in them. It doesn't have to be wine, but this could be red, this could be white, this could be champagne, it could be anything. So these are so wonderful to have. Kitchen scissors. I cannot say enough about kitchen scissors. I love them. They are meant for food. You can cut pieces of meat. You can cut fat off of meat. You can cut little veggies. You can do like some chives, whatever. These are invaluable. I love them. They can open packages for you, you know, like food packages. You can cut celery. You can cut all sorts of things. Food scissors, wonderful. And there's really nothing that beats a good kitchen towel. One that does not leave lint all over your glasses when you're cleaning them afterwards. One that just keeps everything sparkling clean, soft, absorbent, wonderful. I always throw one over my shoulder when I'm cooking and I can just quickly, you know, wipe my hands. Nothing beats good kitchen towels. And they get old after a while, so it's always a real special thing to get a new set of kitchen towels, and these are my favorite. I will definitely link these down below too. Everything will be. Just you can sort of see what I've been getting and what I've been liking. So these are an absolute favorite of mine. Love them. And there's always something super fun about wearing your own little personalized apron. I got this one year for Christmas from my girls, and it has been a favorite for sure. I love it. It says Jen. I just put this on and I'm in my cooking mode. Another thing I love to do is put on some mood music. And anything that, you know, that could be anything. If I'm making Italian food, I put on some Italian dinner music. If I'm making some sort of a Spanish meal or Mexican meal, I put on some Spanish guitar. And for a Thanksgiving meal, many times, it would be something classic, but upbeat, classical type music. Maybe some bossa nova, I don't know why, but that just sort of seems like a jazzy sort of thing to have going while I'm cooking. Just set the mood, put on your fun apron, get yourself some new towels, and just go for it. Because most importantly, it's all about having people over and enjoying everything. That's what all holiday meals are about. So whether you have every single bit and piece or the perfect glasses or the perfect forks, none of that matters. It's nice to have, and these are the things I've accumulated over the years that I love and use them every time I have people over, but it's not absolutely necessary. The only thing necessary is the love and the joy that you spread and share with your family. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it. I always appreciate it. And I just wanted to share these things with you. Please tell me, I would love to know, what is your most favorite item that you could not do without when it comes to preparing things for any kind of a holiday meal or just cooking in general? That would be so great. I would love that. Thanks guys, I appreciate it. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.